Thank you to Uncommon Goods for sponsoring today's episode.
In your honor, a royal flush.
That is my favorite one. Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. We're doing our little handshake. We're booty bumping. We're playing with our butler. This will be everlasting remix. I like that remix. It's time, everybody, for The Parent Trap, a movie I can't believe we haven't done on this pod.
Well, haven't we when we did It Takes Two? You said.
That's true. Look, you guys know what side of the debate I'm on.
Did we not?
What debate?
Did we not do this one?
We did It Takes Two.
We did It Takes Two.
Mm-hmm. The Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Did we do this one? Did we check, Rainie?
We have not done this movie. I'll tell you we have not done this movie because I watched it last night.
I watched it recently.
And I just was like, I was like, oh wow, I like really haven't seen this in a long time.
Yeah.
And waves of memory were coming back, and also there were elements I was surprised by. Like, this is a Nancy Meyers movie. That surprised me.
Oh, hell
That
yeah.
did surprise me.
And it has this softness, this warmth.
That's how I can always tell a Nancy Meyers movie, is that there's a little bit of a glow around every character. I'm just like, oh.
They can do no wrong.
Yeah.
We, like, as we've been decorating our house, we have one, I'd say a specific aesthetic. And then Maggie said, I want to bring in more of a Nancy Meyers vibe. And I got it. I just understood what she meant.
She wants more home.
She wants crown molding.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, just to talk about the Nancy Meyers of it all, The Parent Trap. I was watching it and I went, oh yeah, remember when movies used to be directed?
Yeah.
Damn.
You remember when they used to color films?
When they shot on film.
When they shot on film.
And just staging.
Yeah.
Just characters in a frame, blocking, moving in an interesting way.
What a concept. What a concept.
The movies.
Because like the separation between the stage and the film has become such a broad chasm that we have forgotten what it came from.
I like that word you just said.
Chasm?
You said a broad space chasm.
Broadchasm.
I thought you said a broadchasm, and I was like, fuck yeah. What the fuck does that mean?
That's like a broadcast in a chasm.
Broadchasm.
But we were talking about this with Hook as well, where it's just like we don't do these like set pieces, or the idea of a set piece is more like action based than it is like, oh, we need to like add in like for real set design and for real choreography of characters. Because
this movie grounded you is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
It just grounds the fuck out of you.
Grounds the fuck out of you.
Well, and there's nothing flashy about the direction. It's all in service. But literally the moment that I'm thinking of is there's like a plane transition into they're now in San Francisco, and Meredith, the evil stepmom, steps up into frame. And so now you have this close-up of her, and she says a line, and like you're like, oh, I hate her because it's like she's a little warped by the screen. Not fisheye, but just she steps up, and then she steps back, and now we're from a close-up into a medium with 3 characters. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Just blocking.
Yeah.
Nancy Meyers.
Love it.
Ain't no one do it like you. Kelsey, this is your episode. Take it away.
Yeah, you got it.
This movie
Made me.
meant
You are wearing
everything.
a beanie right now.
This is like, I can't explain why it was a bisexual awakening. Maybe an all-girls summer camp.
Because you realize that you could be boyish as well.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because we used to call them a tomboy back in the day. I don't think we use that term anymore, but
Right.
that's what I was. Okay, I didn't shave my legs. I played soccer. I stunk. I had dirt under my fingernails. Very small, short bowl haircut.
Oh, yeah.
Bright blonde hair. I mean, I was like, this movie was fucking cool. It was everything about the lingo to the fashion to the friendship to maybe the first time I ever saw a single independent strong woman on film. And yes, I am talking about the child, Lindsay Lohan, playing two women.
Okay.
But The Parent Trap, I mean, you even said this earlier. It's like, I have watched this movie 100 times.
Without even thinking about it. It was just the thing that we would watch. So like, again, raised Seventh-day Adventist, whatever. Observed the Sabbath my entire life. So like, as soon as the sun went down on a Saturday, that's when like the worldliness crept in. We got to do whatever we wanted. We got to like watch that. This was like when the weekend actually began for us.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I lost an entire day. It's fine. So, for my sister, that involved watching The Parent Trap, both versions, and so
I've never seen the original.
It's not that
no,
good. It's very pillowy.
oh, that's rude.
I don't know how else to say it.
I loved it.
I liked it.
What do you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
what
liked
does
it a lot.
pillowy mean?
It's like shot like a dream sequence almost.
It's more like Hills, not Hills Have Eyes. Sound of Music.
Yes. It's more wholesome. It's
Yeah,
less
yeah.
cool and funky. Like, it doesn't make you want to go to camp.
No.
This
no.
movie makes you want to get the fuck out and go to camp.
So,
Yeah.
Garrick, you watched both of these
Both of
again
them.
and again and again.
Yeah. Pretty often. And so, like, this is all from the dome, baby. Like, I think the last time I watched it, yeah.
What
I've
about
seen it
you? Do you love
so
this
often.
film? Like,
This movie didn't have a big place in my childhood.
Damn.
And that's again because I was such an It Takes Two kid. I saw this. I was like, yeah, that's good.
I wasn't a Take Two kid too, though.
But when this came out, people lost their shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys,
Because it was a remake.
this movie came out 2 years ago and it stars Mary-Kate and Ashley. What are we doing here?
Do you think that this is how oh my God, how our parents must have felt the way like we're feeling about Madeline? Or like, what's another banger?
But this is different because it was 2 years later. It wasn't like an actual.
No.
You're saying
The
Parent
original.
Trap and Parent
like,
Trap.
my mom
Not
loved
It
the
Takes Two
original
and
Parent Trap. So
yeah.
when this came out, she was like, oh my God, it's like your version of my favorite movie growing up.
and
And it was
you're-
like,
You meant
big deal.
Matilda.
what did I say?
You said
Madeline.
Madeline. I was super thrown. I didn't even know. I had no frame of reference for what you were talking
no,
about.
I definitely mean Matilda.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I remember seeing this and it was this. There was this time, friends, when Disney was just cranking out good family movies.
They were cooking.
Many of them that I'm thinking about actually star Lindsay Lohan. But it was just like the family would see it and everyone would be like, that's a well-made movie.
Yeah.
Fun.
And it also like, so.
Nancy fucking Myers.
Yeah, Nancy Myers. Lindsay Lohan is such a bright star
Bro.
that now as we are all older and have grown up with this person and we have seen her,
Downfall and rise
her
again.
downfall and rise again. And we have watched her downfall. The rise again is purely off the strength of people being like, nah, man, you fucking had it.
Yeah.
You had it back then,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna let this
You
die.
still have it.
You
Deep,
dig
Lindsay.
deep. You got so like everybody turned into a fucking coach of an inner city team.
Yes.
And we're just like, Lindsay, you can do this. You can fucking do this, and you know you can do this.
We're
We gotta
making it to
bring it
states.
back. We're making it to state.
You're
We're making
taking
it
us
to
home.
Fucking, you're
Lindsay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's standing
Yeah.
on their feet. Because this child is a fucking comedic,
Oh my god.
outgoing.
Electric.
Bro, I
Yeah.
think that this is what I thought I was like as a kid. I think I thought I was that talented.
The movie, the opening credits hit, and it says, and introducing Lindsay Lohan, and I kind of was like, actually, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, she introduces herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get to take credit. No.
Yeah, it's-
Lindsay did that thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's almost as if she got to set and she like cracked her knuckles and she's like, I'm about to fuck this shit up, baby, and like just went to work. It's
She went,
insane.
coffee, where's my book?
Yeah,
Mark,
she
Who
knew
am
it.
I today? Hallie? Annie? Who? Okay, let's go.
Marcus,
Why aren't we up?
Marcus, hold my calls. I'm about to fuck shit up.
I'm about to fuck shit up.
It is also, she's so good
Yeah.
that they didn't do twin casting.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you they interviewed some twins.
They
Yeah.
didn't need to.
And then also the British forgave her
Yes.
accent. They were just like, yeah, fuck it. Who cares? This is a delightful film.
My European boyfriend has never seen this film. A, we're probably going to break up over that.
Yeah,
But
I'm
B,
sorry.
he walked in when she was talking British and she goes, Lindsay Lohan's British? And I went,
there it is.
fuck you.
There
And
it
he
is.
goes, no, I'm serious. And I was like, no, she's playing it. And I explained the movie to him and he went, wow, that's a good British accent.
Yeah, for a child.
For a child.
That's crazy.
And she fucking flips multiple times.
Commitment.
When she does like, I'm Hallie or am I? Like she does it multiple fucking times. This
Yeah.
whole movie's a wink.
I love
Yeah.
when they're trying to trap the parents.
Yeah.
And they're like, come on, we're going, Annie, we're going back to London.
Annie, Hallie.
And
I mean, Hallie, Annie.
How do you know which one is who?
Yeah.
Are you sure, mother?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
This is another one of those movies that made me hate like just stepmoms, I feel like.
We talked about this villain.
Yeah, we gotta, because the way that she grinds my gears.
I'm going to tell you a movie that'll bring you back is the movie Stepmom with Julia Roberts. Will break your soul in half and make you cry and love stepmoms again. It'll reset you.
Okay, great.
It'll cleanse your stepmom hatred. But you're right. This movie is like the villain origin story.
Because like you're watching this movie and then also Cinderella like back to back. And you're like, man, it's fucking stepmoms.
And it takes two.
And it takes two.
The 90s loved a blonde, sharp-faced woman who was trying to fuck your dad.
Yeah.
And
trying to take your dad's money.
I screamed this in your office earlier. But Meredith motherfucking Blake, Barbie, before Barbie was Barbie.
That's Barbie.
She was snatched, dressed, cunting, serving.
Crazy.
Iconic, wearing a Prada REI backpack in the woods.
I love the idea of someone on their morning commute listening to this and be like, go off, Kelsey.
It's true. We remember, like, we hated her as a child, and then as a teen, we were like, she's fucking hot. But my biggest guilt about this movie is that she is supposed to be 26 years old.
Yeah.
26 whole years old is supposed to be that age. I would have guessed she was 40 when I was 11. I was like, that's a 40-year-old woman. And now as a 34-year-old, I'm like, what am I? Who am I?
What am I?
What age?
What have I
Your
become?
leg is shaking so loud the mics can hear it.
It's never not. If this is my one insecurity in every Guilty Pleasures episode on YouTube, my leg is shaking.
Well,
I have restless leg syndrome.
We love shaking legs. I have it as well.
Yeah. Do you use it to fall asleep? That's how I fall asleep.
No, we've talked about this. I think you guys are insane.
That's
both
crazy.
are like shaking their bed, and I don't even understand that.
It rocks me to sleep.
I need the leverage of the ground. I don't even understand. I want you to come and shake my legs in bed. I don't.
It's this. It's more like an ankle shake.
Ankle shake. Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try it out tonight.
Yeah.
Let us know how Maggie
I would say
likes it.
yeah, she's gonna hate it. Stretch it. As speaking as somebody whose partner hates it. I stretch in bed and then just
a
wriggle
little.
It out. Just a little.
Yes, you're so right.
Right at there.
Biggest stretch. And then just a little.
Yep.
And then I'm asleep.
Bring it back to the movie soundtrack. Iconic.
Yeah.
This will be
An everlasting love.
Is for the way you God.
And it's honestly unfair because it's like such down home
Little
plate
darling,
choices of songs. It's all the obvious choices, but this movie did it, and so it gets to own them all.
It's because it's California, it's Europe, it's the woods in upstate New York, I'm assuming. Like, it's every genre, it worked. It's that, again, it's that Nancy Meyers wholesome family value time.
It makes you want to live in a brownstone, I want to say. Like, oh my God.
The same way it makes me want to live in a brownstone. Like, you guys, we have to take a beat to talk about camp.
Yeah.
Like, this movie
makes you love camp.
Makes you fucking want to go to. It's probably why I went to camp.
Yep.
It's why I believed you're supposed to pull pranks at camp, hijinks, putting shit on the roof you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Skinny dipping.
Yep.
It is like girlhood coded to the max. Playing cars. I learned how to play poker as a kid.
Yeah.
Because of this movie.
I'm kind of laughing to myself because I had just a flash of annoyance where I went, yeah, sure, I don't want to talk about the music anymore. And then I thought about, which I do, like that was me being sassy to myself. And then I thought about the story that I wanted to tell about the music, and I'm like, no, that's a really dumb story, Zach. You should let the podcast move on.
Are you going to tell us now?
I want to hear the story.
Now you have to tell the story.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the music. Now we're going to talk about camp. Now we're going to talk about the music, and then we're going to go back to camp.
Okay, we'll go back to
the
camp.
movie begins with L is for the way. And every time I hear that song now, when we were in Atlanta filming, Rachel brought us to some famous Atlanta strip club that she thought would be funny for us to go to.
What?
And they had karaoke.
Magic City?
Maybe. They had karaoke.
It's Magic City.
Okay, yeah. And the host sang L-O-V-E.
No.
It's so funny.
But he sang it, he was serenading his partner.
Stripper?
No, it was like the co-manager.
Okay.
But L is for the way you look at me, O is for whatever.
Yeah.
V is for vagina.
No.
Sorry, fellas, this one's minor. And it is the greatest song I've ever heard in my life. It has both ruined and deepened
Remixed.
my love for that song in ways that I can't explain. So I did sing that to my TV last night watching this movie. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list. Uncommon Goods scours the globe for original, handmade, absolutely remarkable things. I went on Uncommon Goods and I bought a butterfly thistle. It brings butterflies to your yard. Maggie, she was so unbelievably touched. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods, they look for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. Plus, with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/guilty. That's uncommongoods.com/guilty for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Upon hearing this story, probably wasn't Magic City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to imagine the guy in there singing it.
No, Magic City has a barber shop in it. This is not Magic City. It doesn't have a loud singer.
Okay, back to camp.
Yes.
Yeah, back to camp.
Camp was like where you were parentless.
Also, It Takes Two has camp.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's the same movie.
something.
It's the same
Yeah.
movie. It Takes Two, I feel like, is the movie that came out because they couldn't get the rights to the Parent Trap.
100%.
And then
And then the owners of the Parent Trap rights were like,
We'll
fuck
give
it,
it
we're
to
going to make
them.
some money.
Yeah.
It was just like the fun of being a kid. Like it was activities all day, making friends right out the bat. Whoever's in your bunk is your like new sisterhood. Fucking fencing. Fucking pranks. Did I say pranks?
Did you fence at your camp?
No.
This is what wanted me to fucking fence, though. I remember my friend used to go to like an after school program, and then I saw that he was learning how to fence,
and it was cool.
and I was like, oh fuck, you could
be a
kids,
little knight.
yeah,
You
kids could be
sword
knights.
somebody.
You have Annie and Hallie doing not just fencing before they meet, like a full-on
Yeah.
choreograph.
Yeah.
Three Musketeers choreograph.
Right. And then she pulls off the mask, and you're like, there was a child in there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Physical comedy.
Annie kicks off a tree, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this can't be street legal.
Yeah.
No.
This is then they're climbing up on hay, and you're just like the counselor. At some point, you should say, "Hey guys, time out. There are rules to the sport."
Yeah, this is dangerous. Your life is in my hands legally.
Janice.
Yeah.
Janice. I said
Okay, Flavor.
Wow, Janice.
Janice from Friends.
Janice, the counselor, camp counselor. I kept writing down, these fucking counselors are idiots, because you find like the moment where they reveal themselves to each other, where they're like, oh my God, we look alike for the first time. The lady just goes, whoa, that's it.
It is infuriating to me because, okay, I'm going to stop comparing it to It Takes Two after this.
Yeah.
In
okay.
It Takes Two, they run into the woods, they see each other, they freak out, they think they're ghosts. They're like, you're me, I'm you, whatever. What you gotta win it. And in that, it's very confusing because they're not the same. They just look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But in this, they are biological twins
Yeah.
who look exactly alike. They're the same fucking actress.
Yeah.
And you don't think a camp counselor was like, I should step in, but I don't want to get involved in that family
that would have
drama.
been way more like beautiful if but not way more. It's a fucking movie from the past, but it would have been so cool if the counselor was like, you know what? Yeah.
You know what? This seems like something you guys should write a letter home to your parents about.
Yeah.
I don't want to facilitate that.
I'm gonna point this out. I've seen Sister. I don't. You got it.
Yeah.
What is going on? Are we ready to move away from camp or no? There's more.
I love the pranks.
And,
yeah, let's say camp.
Yeah.
And camp games.
Yeah. When they're in the isolation cabin, we have the Oreo and peanut butter moment. That's iconic.
Yeah.
We all ate Oreos and peanut butter.
One of my favorite moments of both from the original and this one is them having the whole like we're almost enemies and then almost like handcuffed together to become friends and all that stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I like this turn. Anyway,
it is the prank is so over the top. It's not just like they did the whipped cream prank from Mighty Ducks 3.
It's like, I'm gonna fucking ruin your life.
I'm gonna ruin. And what's crazy is that Hallie or Annie, I forget which one's getting pranked. Lindsay Lohan wakes up in bed. There's honey on the floor. There's another bitch who wakes up who has dyed green hair like she's in some 41 with like different spikes
Cynthia style.
sticking out of her head. They ruin this girl's life.
Yeah. You're talking about that? I thought you were going to be about the fact that like 10, 11-year-old girls put furniture on the roof. How the fuck did they get that up there?
They're strong. You saw her jump off that tree.
Right. They have unexplainable strength.
Yeah.
Speed.
One of the first ways that you know that they're twins is that they're both allergic to strawberries.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting choice of food to be allergic to.
Yeah, that's actually kind of weird.
What would they have at camp, you know?
Yeah.
What's a camp food?
Yeah.
Peanut butter? No, they love Oreos.
Too serious.
Yeah.
Too serious
of
an allergy.
butter. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to move us on to before?
Oh, and then at camp, the other thing I need to bring up about camp, this is important for girlhood, learning how to pierce your ears.
Yeah.
Every
that's the
fucking
scene.
Girl.
So I get to tell this story that's going to embarrass my sister. Fuck yes. I hope she listens to this because she made me watch this movie so often. I've probably seen this movie. This is outside of Ace Ventura 2. This is probably my most, or top 3. Ace Ventura 2, Toy Story 1, Parent Trap, the remake. So anyway, doesn't matter. My sister was so inspired by the ear piercing scene.
As we all were.
She told me, hey, would you want to pierce my ear?
She let you pierce hers?
She was like, just do me a quick favor and get this, heat up a needle, go on the stove, heat up a needle for me.
Oh, yeah.
And then
How old are you? How old is
I'm
she?
probably 7.
I think I was 8.
Eight,
too
8
young.
years old, 7. Yeah. And
so
was...
she's younger.
No, older.
No, she's older.
Okay.
So
you're trusting your baby, bro.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
But she trusted. Okay, so she trusted me to heat up the needle, which is also not great for you to be asking your little brother to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we got the ice, we got the lime, and
lime.
And that's what
lemon. I thought she used an apple.
It was a lemon.
We used an apple.
It was apple.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, an apple. So you do that whole scene, and now the scent of burnt flesh is burned into my memory.
Did she scream?
No.
We did this too. Me and all my friends, like 700 times. We would do it every time I watch this movie. We're like, let's pierce our ears. I would never let someone do it to me. I was the one that was like, I could do that.
Wait, what do you mean you did it 700 times? Once your ear's pierced, isn't it?
No, they close up.
They close
up.
Because hers closed up. Yeah, hers closed up pretty immediately.
Yeah.
Because she did it, and then she wasn't going to let my mom just see that she had an ear pierced, and so, but she did eventually get her ear pierced, and probably because of this movie.
But that and like that just taught girls everywhere how to pierce their friends' ears, and we all fucking did it, and we all ate peanut butters and Oreos because of that.
Yeah.
Shot. That is all we can move on from camp. But it was so important. That is the fucking camp experience.
Cut to girl driving to work has pulled into the parking lot and said, "Go off, Kelsey.
Go off. We're going back to camp, babes."
We got to give some. We got to talk about the parents, Dennis Quaid and Natasha Richardson. R.I.P. We love you forever. You are a goddess in this film.
Also, we got to talk about Lisa Ann Walters.
And we got to talk about Lisa Ann Walters.
Yeah.
Jessie.
Yeah.
She's so fucking funny.
Didn't Quinta say she was like from Parent Trap is what she remembered her and was like, that's who I want.
I think that was like her first set of casting. Was just like, because she was talking about how she wanted to get everybody that who hasn't been on television in a while.
Yeah.
And so you're just like, okay, so look how this star looks.
Let me tell you, she hasn't aged.
No.
She has not
still
fucking
great.
aged.
Still looks great.
I have nothing to say other than I'll just keep going. She's so good.
Yeah.
High-waisted jeans, tucked in white tee type with like a
always the like, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass.
Yeah.
And that's the energy I like.
She said, I'm a nanny bitch.
Yeah.
I'm a housekeeper. I'm the groundskeeper bitch.
I love that Hallie, when she finds out that Annie has a butler, she's like, you have a butler?
You have a fucking butler.
You live on a vineyard.
The whole time.
Yeah.
You've always had a butler. I do like that they made them both rich in a way.
Yeah, that's true. They both.
think
Well,
in the
obviously,
original-
upstate New York summer camp.
Yeah, in the original, I think one of them is rich, the other one is Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah.
That's also
yeah.
It Takes Two.
The scene where Chessie discovers that Hal is Annie
Yeah.
is my
something up?
oh, it's
You know
my
what? I'll just make everything.
Yeah, I love
I'll just
it.
whip out everything we have.
I love it.
Oh my God.
And then
I love it so
Dennis Quaid walks in and she's like pretending to be normal. She goes, "Everything. Do you mind if I hug her?"
Yeah.
I love it.
So good.
It's so many good moments. I mean, like that whole montage of them teaching each other how to be each other. When
Yeah.
you forget, it's the same fucking girl. That's how good Lindsay Lohan was in this fucking movie.
In the same way that every actor loves to do like different characters, like in Split, where he's like, oh, I'm going to play somebody with 7 different personalities. I think that this is way harder. It's to do just 2 personalities and then you playing off of yourself.
Right.
Like I think that takes like a different level of skill to just keep on bouncing back between 2 different people and not get them mixed up and then have them interact with each other in a way that seems like they don't know each other at all.
I watched this movie and like the behind the scenes and director's cut so many times as a child that I know
Director's cut.
there's like all these behind the scenes versions of it where it's like the
That's
director's talking about like
Oh, you mean director's commentary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a director's cut. Same thing in my mind, where they talked about how they did the green screen, and this was like a big deal for 97.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they had another girl who just was like a stand-in.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being acted at by Lindsay Lohan and you're like
And then
just
you
playing?
get cut out.
You get
and you
cut
go to
out.
college and you're like, I was
Stood across
Yeah.
from her.
they weren't sure which of us they were going to go
Yeah.
with.
She really
And
did
I
have to
thought it
pierce
was
her
me.
ears.
You
and
knew
cut
what
her
the
hair.
deal was.
Yeah. And then I also remember them saying something about like the nuance was that she believed like the California girl was bigger, and like that was her like difference in acting was like Hallie's emotions were just like bigger expressions, and like because Annie was posh, she was a little bit softer, a little bit smaller with her.
British.
And I watched that and I saw it like when they would cut back to them
Wow.
reacting to something. I was like, yeah, she fucking nailed the nuance
Yeah.
of like character acting.
Yeah.
I was looking for the seam in in the VFX or
Couldn't
something.
find
I
it.
thought there'd be a tell, and I personally could not find one.
Nah.
Which is really impressive.
I would say when they were standing next to each other, you could see like they were colored differently.
Just
in
a
way,
little
or
blur.
lit differently. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're a better man than me. I once again want to talk about the parents.
Yeah.
I think
Bet.
they're monsters.
Oh,
well,
shit.
let's talk about it.
I
Let's say the obvious.
okay. What?
We gotta say that like, this never once crossed my mind as
Mm-hmm.
the 100 times I watched this as a child until I became an adult and rewatched this. These parents
Split up their kids.
who barely knew each other, quick marriage, quick baby, whoopsies, were pregnant,
Yep.
had twinsies, and went, we can't stand each other. What's the best thing to do? You take one, I'll take one.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Split 'em up.
crazy.
We'll
Also-
never talk about it.
Split them up.
And the agreement
Split
is
'em.
we
I'm
never,
never-
see each other
I'm
again.
never gonna even reach out to you.
Ever.
I'm never
see each
gonna do
other
anything.
again.
You know that he's like, you know that movie, what is it? 3 Separate Strangers? Three Identical Strangers?
Oh, yeah.
Let's just do that. Let's just do
Bro,
that
it
as a parent trap.
was.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. And then they have this like really cute dinner where they're like very Disney-fied talking. Like, why did we break up? I don't remember. It happened so fast. Well, I know it started fast. And then you threw a hair iron at me, didn't you? And it's like, oh, you guys were
Abusive.
fully
Fucking
abusive.
crazy.
To each other.
Toxic.
It's going back down that route
Yep.
after they get married again.
The
We thought it
sequel
was
to
so
this
romantic.
film
Yeah.
is them screaming.
They remember.
fucking
It's the movie
throwing, breaking
17.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's just them
Yeah.
rebelling and
Yeah.
doing drugs because their parents are awful for each other.
Right.
It is such a and the movie just forgives it, moves on. But I was trying to find the logic and waiting for the moment where they explained, like, it was just the heartbreak was too much, so we decided we each needed one.
One
I
of
there's
it-
No
no
explanation.
version of that. that
How
makes
do you
sense.
decide? You flip a coin? How do you think they did it?
Imagine being a parent of twins and being like, the left one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How do you? And then you just let them live without knowing each other and,
without
then
one-
to
and
never
then-
tell each other again?
This
Never-
bitch is not even curious about his other daughter.
Yeah.
Like when Dennis
Ever.
he's not thinking about her. You don't have the moment where he like looks at the photo and is sad. I furthermore don't even believe that they would be able to be this diplomatic. If they had this fiery, explosive. They're like, fine, I'm getting on a plane. I'm taking one.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But it says the canon of this movie is that they got into a big fight, and so she said, I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to London. Yeah. So in that logic, it was actually her decision
to take.
They
one.
didn't have a discussion about it. She said, "Yoink."
Was it?
Yoink.
Was it the? And this again, this might be It Takes Two thing where it's just like was one of them moving to London and then he's like, I gotta stay here.
No.
He wanted to open a vineyard. She wanted to do design.
Right.
So they went different places.
They went different places. And so it was like a fight about where to live.
But this implicates our girl Jessie and our butler because they fucking knew too.
Jessie knew.
They aren't. Are they not?
But
as
have
guilty?
they been here?
They said like
from
family,
the day you were
birth.
born, when you were 7 ounces and whatever.
Yo,
damn.
I think they might be just as bad.
Damn, that sucks.
Or one takes them both. Like, I don't know. Did they both really want them? Was that an okay thing?
Or like fucking,
I'm going. You take the kids. No, you take. Fine, I'll take one.
Yeah.
Set it up.
I mean, they do say one is way less hassle than two.
Whatever. I don't believe it.
I'm glad we addressed the elephant in the room.
I would love to. So, keeping to talk about what is Natasha Richardson's character's name?
Maybe there's like some suspension of disbelief because that story
Liz, her
is
name's
just
Elizabeth James.
It's so nice of a story. It's such a like a airtight story to just be like, oh my God, you look like me. Oh fuck, so you don't even think about the parent nature of it.
You're just like, I'm not a twin. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not a twin. And then you see your twin and you're like, oh fuck, I don't really want to talk to my dad about this, but I just know that I have a twin.
You're right, because Hallie first, she goes, oh my God, so that makes us like sisters. And she goes, sisters? What twins? Like she still doesn't even comprehend she's a twin.
Yeah.
And they never confront their parents about why they split them up either.
No. That's definitely a conversation for when you're 18.
Yeah.
What is the age at which you think you stop? I don't even want to ask this question.
What?
Yeah. I want to know.
Hating your parents?
No, stop wanting your parents to fuck.
Oh, what?
Because children's movies are about like, I want mom and dad to kiss. And then you get into middle school and you go, mom and dad kissing is gross.
Well,
I didn't want to ask it. We could cut it and we can move on.
They didn't have the childhood part. So they're a little bit elder.
I think that this subgenre of movie of I want to see mom and dad kiss is very funny.
It is.
And I think that it's also like with this one is it's you watching your father long for something that was once lost and you watching your mother doing the same and you're just like, wait, oh fuck, it's your dad that my mom loves and it's my mom that your dad loves. And so you want to get those two people together as quickly as humanly possible, especially when your dad is about to marry a fucking monster.
Dennis Quaid, quintessential, rough and tough.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, that
hard,
man is not single. In Santa Barb's, in a vineyard, what that looks, and that fucking voice, and that twinkly crinkly eye.
He's
that man
got
is
the
fucking
Americana, like weathered skin. You know he's good with his hands, but there's still a softness with him.
Football dad.
Football dad.
Yeah.
But if you joined us for last week's Substance episode, you know that Kelsey has been trying to willfully get.
I literally, my brain just made me forget for 20 minutes.
What did you forget, Kelsey?
That Dennis Quaid is a 12th supporter.
Sorry.
On stage with him.
Yeah.
The fact that I missed that, I think I was too distracted by the Elon jump because that was the same rally, right?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Hey, don't forget to vote, please, for the love of God. Make Dennis Quaid's day bad.
Also, vote early because it saves campaigners from having to work.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
But does he not still play the most charming, lovable asshole you've ever met?
He's so charming.
But it makes you wonder, did he really only want to marry Meredith Blake because she was a hot piece of ass?
Yeah, I think
I think he's a bad dad.
Yeah.
I will go on the record and say in this movie, like, he gives you the warm, fuzzy feelings.
He gives you, she's my best friend, not my daughter.
Right.
And she's like, he's my best friend, not my dad.
Yeah, but like, actually, I would say, bro, be a dad.
You needed to be
Maybe
a dad.
be a dad.
Yeah.
Because
maybe a dad that doesn't split up your kids.
Yeah.
One, don't split up your kids. Two, you are marrying this woman that your daughter's never met. If you are.
And hates.
If you're a single father
Yeah. You can't do that.
When you're bringing a new partner into your life, you have to at least try and like that forming the relationship between your daughter and your new wife. That's the whole thing, my dude.
Yeah, no, the more we pointed out, and then like to know that this whole time he was still in love with Natasha Richardson because he like searched the world for the bottles of wine from their wedding night. Like, it just goes to show that this man, he needed a mommy. He did not need kids, and like he needed someone to tell him what the fuck to do because he did not have any single shit together. No wonder he was still
felt
single.
like he needed somebody that was on his level, but sure.
What?
I don't know. It felt like he needed somebody that was like an actual partner and not somebody that was also somebody that he needed to father.
Take care of. But he wasn't even fathering his own child correctly.
My favorite scene of the movie is when he first tells his daughter Hallie that he's gonna that she's gonna join the family, Meredith, and she goes, "You're adopting her? That's amazing. That's so sweet.
I've always wanted a sister."
It's so funny, and I don't know if the text of the movie, like, I think Hallie's being genuine and isn't like fucking with her dad, but like that's just the perfect response to older guy marrying a girl in her 20s is, "Oh, that's so sweet. You're going to adopt her."
Yeah, and I loved how like back in the day that was just so widely accepted.
Sure.
Where it's like, yeah, sure. An older guy that's single and doesn't know what to do with all his money. Yeah, he's gonna marry somebody that's 26. Sure.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't happen anymore at all.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. Never happens ever. It's not accepted. Is what I'm saying.
I love how smart these girls are.
Yeah.
And with how smart they are, toxic. They are little manipulative fucks because they say, "I'm going to lie, scheme, cheat, and steal to get my way. I'm going to spend the time with my parent, my new parent that I never got to know. I'm going to lie to everyone else about who I really am.
Yep.
Then I'm going to make them fly. I'm going to lie to her, get her to fly halfway across the fucking world, lie again about who I am to my dad. I'm going to lie to them when they try to break us up. Then I'm going to fucking mentally terrorize Meredith Blake so she goes running for the hills.
I'm going to put rocks in her Gucci bag.
Yes,
I'm going to put
Prada.
a lizard in her mouth.
On her fucking Evian.
Yep. She deserved it.
And then
favorite shot of the movie is the lizard wiggling its tail and her eyes going cross-eyed.
So good.
Put her fucking mattress in the middle of a lake.
Classic.
Tell her there's going to be wildcats and bears. Like,
once again, strong little girls.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is I literally think this movie might have made me the obnoxious bitch that I am today.
No, you did that all on your own.
No, you're right. But something had to inspire it, right? Like spark the ego, and I think it was this movie. Strong, independent little baddies. Is how I see them. And it gave us so many good quotes. Like I said, like there is just still, like I will watch Sunday Night Football and watch the touchdown celebration be the handshake from The Parent Trap.
Do you know it?
She's
She's putting her hand in, hand out, slapping the butt, done the hand. Yep. Did you do it with your friends?
Fuck yeah, dude. This movie was life.
Having a secret handshake is a
do you
deeper
have one
level
with your
of bonding.
others?
Yeah.
Do I have a secret handshake with my significant?
Me too. What's yours?
Fuck.
Yeah.
I suck.
What's yours?
I can't show it to you.
You can't show me?
What's the first word, Kelsey?
It's secret.
Oh.
I can't do it on another person that it's not
you're right.
our handshake.
No, you're right.
I think I need to leave.
You guys don't have a
right
handshake.
now.
You don't like dap up your boo? Did I sound whiter than I? You don't dap up your boo?
Well,
your boo thing?
I honestly paused because I thought you said you don't dap up her
You've sounded
boob.
whiter. I'm sorry.
Fair.
I'm gonna make a handshake immediately.
Yeah.
Like it's like instinct. Like instead of hugging, we handshake.
Oh,
that was yours.
Yeah.
Secrets out. You gotta pixelate it. You gotta cut away.
Yeah. We gotta cut that out.
Could you do it to yourself? So we
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Okay, cut away. Don't cut on my face.
Yeah. It's like it's hard to do
Here.
because no, I'm not doing it to you.
You don't even like use my hand as a farce hand.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not
Here,
gonna
use
do
this.
it.
He's an engaged man, Kelsey.
And then we go like this. And then, no, it's
Okay, back.
Oh,
and then,
I like the double tap. Wait, do the double tap again? Oh, I like that. See,
when in your relationship did that come up?
This was like
very early.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Very, very recent. So like maybe a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said, okay, I got to go get the ring.
Yes.
Damn.
This was.
Oh my God, you're engaged.
I'm
This
engaged.
is the movie to talk about it.
Yeah.
Meredith Blake is engaged.
Are
in this
you
movie.
thinking about having twins and splitting them up?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that they fucking deserve it.
Yeah. You're engaged, dude. The
she d-
internet wants to know more.
About what? What do you got? What
Why
is
don't
the
you tell
internet
us
want?
the story?
So the
Tell us where
story
to crash the
was,
wedding. What's the date and what's the
Yeah.
location? And the address?
the location is a secret, just like my fucking handshake.
Ooh.
No, I'm kidding. But we don't know where we're gonna do it yet.
Can you tell
We
us
knew, by the
where
way.
you proposed?
We had to keep a secret. We knew it was coming, but you
Yeah.
also fucking sprung it on us.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere. You were like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing it like soon. And we kept being like, and he'd be like, yeah. And then one week he was like, it's in 2 weeks. And we're
Yeah.
like, what?
I
Yeah.
think you're insane for telling us, by the way, especially her.
Excuse me. I keep, I'm a
Yeah.
good secret keeper.
I didn't
Secrets.
tell anybody
Neither did I.
that I didn't tell
Oh.
Maggie's mom. I was like, I'm keeping this shit on lockdown because
Oh,
I
wow.
knew that someone was going to spoil it.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's too sacred.
Yeah.
I am a good secret keeper.
It
I am.
was tough to keep a secret because of nails.
Yeah.
Talk about
She
it.
gotta
was
get the nails done.
definitely not someone that would be photographed with her nails undone. And so there were several different ways in which to try to get her nails done. The first was I was just like, and this is why I kind of like sprung it, where I'm like, maybe I can just wait until after
gets
she
it
has her
done.
nails done. Naturally, she just like, I was just gonna go out and get them done. Blah,
Does
blah,
she
blah.
get them done often?
That's the part where I'm like, kind of no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Maggie was sporadic too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
That's where it's like no one has the consistency
Yeah.
for the hubby to know.
Right. And that's like the tough part. So I kind of just had to like hope and wait that
She would get it done.
she would get it done.
she wasn't,
then she
right?
wasn't getting it done.
you
I
had
was
to
like,
pull the
fuck.
trigger,
I
you
had to pull the trigger
card.
and ask
The bestie.
Ryan to go and get her nails done.
And
with
was that
her.
weird of him to do?
Yeah, it definitely was.
So she was like, something is afoot.
She was like, so 3 weeks prior, a friend of hers asked to get her nails done, and that was not planned at all. That was not planned. That was just a friend of hers, and there were enough. And she believes in signs so much that there were enough things leaning towards engagement that made it feel as though she could be like, well, I don't know, maybe I should actually think about stuff and follow. And so that, like, so her friend randomly asking her to get her nails done.
Did that throw
and
her
then
off?
That threw her off.
That's good.
Well,
You had
can I tell the story? I almost ruined your engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
No, you did not almost
Yes, he
ruin
did.
it.
By proxy.
No.
Okay, but it's a
Guilty.
better story
No.
title if I.
No.
Garrick, if the story is this is the story of how I almost ruined Garrick's engagement, that's a way better title of the
Say it.
story.
Tell us, Zach.
Yeah.
Garrick let us know, and I recommended a photographer who I thought would be good for the job. Garrick reached out to this photographer. This photographer followed Sequoia on Instagram.
What the actual fuck? What the fuck?
She covered in a
No.
way.
Sequoia goes up to Garrick and goes, "Who's this?
Who's this woman?
Who's this?"
Dog. Right?
I feel like
Is
the
she
photographer
a
has to have done this
ding dong?
before. Like, why?
She's
she
an
has to have
engagement photographer.
engagement is never
Insane
follow.
move. An insane move.
Insane. The follow on Instagram is diabolical.
When you
Sorry
already
to this
follow
girl, whoever she
Garrick.
is.
Yeah.
Dude.
Or sorry, when
Insane.
Garrick follows her, maybe? Or
We
I
follow each other.
her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane.
That was she covered well.
Because you guys had a mutual.
Yeah, we had a lot of
Yeah.
mutuals. We had a lot of mutuals in
Thank God.
So there was that cover.
Because I would have been like, I don't know. And then I would have been like, I'm pushing to next year.
Yeah.
That's
I
the only
could
way to
have.
cover that.
What I almost pivoted to do was to be like,
Got
let
on
me
your
just
knee
wait
right then
until-
and there.
Yeah, just like, all right, well, let me just go to the fucking class.
Oh my
No,
God.
I was gonna like the original plan was for October, like
'Cause she's a
for
spooky
Halloween.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have went to like Salem and did it there, but then I was like, also like, why is that important? Why is that
Spooky.
significant? And so our unofficial anniversary is the September 21st. It was just because of the song. We both loved the song, and we knew that our anniversary was during
intelligent people with taste.
Yeah, exactly. Earth, Wind, and Fire for fucking ever, baby. Wow. But we just picked that day because we knew that it was in September at some point, but we couldn't remember what it was. It was just, let's say, 21st. And so I was like, oh, what if I, like, in the back of my mind, what if I made it an actual date, like an official date for us? And so, like, I was like, okay, so maybe the 21st.
How could I cement this in time?
And one of our first dates, I want to say the second one, maybe it was like 1.5. I took her to a park that I feel like I don't want to reveal the location of.
No, it's special.
The meaningful park to you that also gave you the backdrop of downtown LA.
Yeah.
And so your engagement photos have subtle Fast and Furious vibes.
All I'm saying
Yes,
is
it
familiar.
does. Yes, it does.
It was like
I
the
should have fucking
city
done it
skyline.
in the parking lot of Dodger Stadium. That's
Yeah.
what I should have
What are
done.
you thinking?
You should have been wearing
A
black
tank
tank
top.
and a
Gold
giant
chain.
cross.
Yeah, that would have been so sick.
And you should have shaved your fucking head and said you're a
Yeah.
coward.
We
I
were
fucking
so
think of shit
nervous
late.
all day too. Like I remember the day before, Zach was like, "Okay, this text thread is shutting down now. No one say anything." And I was
Don't
like,
text the guy. Don't even text the guy.
But if I didn't, it would be weird. Like if we just went radio silent when we text every day, all fucking
Corey,
day.
you don't know. The last
Yeah, she
thing
doesn't
you
know.
want is her to be like opening up Google Maps on his phone.
That's what I was worried
and
about.
you fucking text and goes,
No.
I emoji.
I always
Just
put it
shut
in
up.
I always put a sentence before it and then hit enter, and then would write something like suspicious
so
and then
funny.
send it as invisible ink. I was just worried about it reading off in the car because you ever get caught with that shit?
Oh.
Where your Bluetooth is like incoming message. Have you proposed yet? From Kelsey. Like
Oh
I
my
could see that
God.
shit happening.
Oh, no.
So I just didn't even say shit.
I don't have, like, usually for Apple AirPlay, it doesn't play the message that comes in.
you can. It can be an alert.
Oh, well. No.
And if you hit like the button
on accident.
or
Yeah.
if you just hit like enter, it'll read the text message out.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we
yeah.
were all day. You were
Yeah.
like the worst too about the communication because you were like,
Yeah, because it's the day he's fucking proposing.
Oh,
he
yeah.
owes you
No,
nothing.
I was
I'm not saying
I was losing my
I'm
fucking
the important
mind.
one here, but I
For
was
the,
on
like,
my
3 days
fucking edge of
prior.
my seat.
3 days prior, I was losing my mind. My heart was beating through my chest for a couple days. So it was bad. It was bad. It was a lot.
Yeah, I was nervous for you. I think.
Yeah, I was mad nervous.
because I knew she was gonna say yes. There was no world in which she didn't.
I thought the most beautiful part is when, he's proposing, he gets down on his knee, and he starts singing L is for the way you look at me.
Yeah.
And then he goes, V is for vagina, and he yells out to the park, sorry, fellas, this one's
one's
mine.
But the photos actually turned out amazing.
Yeah, the photographer that we went with,
Didn't follow you, not the one that followed you?
not the one that I followed.
Shocking.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no. I got a different photographer. I just found a photographer from Snapper, which is a good app.
There you go.
And yeah, I pictured the idea of her like just going around the park and just like asking people like, hey, I'm making a TikTok series or whatever. Would you like to be in my photographs? And then she got to us and started snapping pictures. On the third one, I bent the knee. And so bent the knee. And
Did
so
she have any idea?
she said she was 50-50 because she got her nails done and
the
because
date spot is like
the
iconic.
date spot.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, oh, we're just having a picnic at the park, yay! And so she kept
She's like,
on like,
cute but
saying,
sus.
yeah, cute but sus.
Yeah.
but it was just the anniversary
Kind
day.
of her vibe, though, overall, though, right?
Yeah, cute but
dude,
sus.
Seki is such a cute but sus. Like
She's
one eye clenched.
like, she has a good poker face.
Yeah, I'm here to enjoy, but like I'm ready to fight also.
Yeah, she has
It's
a
like, if I
really
need
good
to.
poker
Yeah.
face as far as like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna trust it.
That's crazy,
And
by the
from
way,
there
that like two
games.
hosts from, she was kind of like an occasional host on the show, that two
Yeah.
people from the show got engaged.
Yeah, that is.
Oh wow, it
crazy.
is a big.
Kind of crazy.
Wow.
It's a
And she's also a
huge-
podcast host. That's crazy.
She is.
Like, that's how you guys met, I think. I don't know. We don't have to fact check that.
Yeah. But speaking of marriage,
I was going to bring us back to the movie, but I don't know how we do it.
well, we break up a marriage
Okay, nice.
in
Yeah.
the movie.
And they get married.
Yes.
Hopefully.
I was just thinking about they have to established Natasha Richardson, speaking of weddings, as this great wedding gown designer.
I know what you're gonna say.
And they show her styling a dress, and they're like, the veil is all wrong. What do we do? And she goes, oh, I know. I'm going to give her a dork-ass top hat and put the veil on top of it. Okay, she kind of was serving, and like she pulled it off.
Pulled it off.
Yeah, the model pulled it off. And so this movie also like made me love Devil Wears Prada as well because of the like backdrop of this designer. And it's just like, oh wow, it actually is kind of interesting that I don't know anything about this field. So maybe Devil Wears Prada going deep into it would make
Yeah.
you, you know.
Yeah,
appreciate
luckily it was
more.
a model because she's at one point she goes, you got to look happy. Yeah, after all, you're getting married. Like you got to learn how to multitask. And I go, if this woman, it was actually her wedding and she was doing a dress modeling for her wedding day, and Natasha Richardson, the designer, was like, you have to wear this top hat, and you're like,
I would lose my mind.
okay,
Yeah, sure.
like that's like Vera Wang being like, you have to wear this top hat.
This
Or
is
else
such a specific.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing your wedding dress.
This is such a specific reference, but Mario Galaxy 2.
Yes.
At the end of the game, you can unlock the ability to wear his little Mario wedding suit with it all white with the top
Oh,
hat.
Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
I fucking. Oh yeah, no, it's not Mario Galaxy 2. Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's the one where he throws the hat.
Yeah.
And that is the hat.
Yeah, it is.
That is the hat that
Yep.
Natasha Richardson
It is
puts on
from
him.
the fucking
I
Carrot
did
Trap.
forget and liked the reveal that, of course, Meredith Blake is a fan of Elizabeth James.
Yeah,
like that was
fun.
a nice, like, oh, I forgot that was like a fun
Can
little
you
twist.
imagine that you are newly
Yeah.
engaged?
Yeah.
The wedding dress of your dreams.
Mhm.
You've put it on your Pinterest board. You've been liking it on Instagram. You've been hunting this dress down. You meet meet cute, the designer of the dress that you want at a bar. She's been fucking your
She's been
husband to
fucking your
be.
husband. Yeah.
She's not only she's been fucking your
The
husband to be,
mother.
the mother of your new husband's children
Yeah.
that you've been idolizing.
Yeah, by the
It's
way.
giving
and
Hailey
that you
Bieber and Selena.
Oh.
Hailey Bieber is Meredith Blake. Selena is Elizabeth James.
Oh my gosh.
Justin Bieber is Dennis Quaid. I'm saying it.
Nice.
I'm saying it.
That's a good rap.
In the movie, did they ever ask hey, what happened to mom? Is she dead? Did
What
they
do you
ever-
mean?
did Dennis
No, they say they split up when I was a kid.
Oh,
they say
that's
that
crazy.
at
That's even
camp.
crazier.
We could go back to camp
I
if you want.
can't
I love
fucking-
talking about camp.
Guys, it's time for fun facts.
Oh my God, what fun facts are there that I don't know?
So let's talk about the split screen. How did they do it? Lilo wore an earpiece, so then they would play back the other dialogue from the other sister, and that would help her stay in the scene.
That's nice.
I like that. That is a fun fact. I didn't know it.
She wore an earpiece. How did they get rid of the earpiece?
I also was just thinking that. I don't know. They just must have turned her head a little
turned
bit
her
to the
head the other
side. You want to talk about camp, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Lost Boy who shows up at the girls' camp?
Yes.
That's Michael Lohan, Lindsay's brother.
Oh, I think I
Cute.
did know that. He's a little cutie.
Oh wow, look at this.
Huh.
So Lindsay Lohan, hard to imagine that anyone could do that other than her, but someone else did audition, a very talented young girl, Matilda's own Mara Wilson.
Wow.
They passed her over. The producers felt she wasn't old enough to play the parts. And then, wow, listen to this. I love this, even though I'm like, who knows if this is real. But other young starlets who auditioned for the role.
Hillary Duff.
No, she was like a fetus at that point.
Britney Spears.
Scarlett Johansson,
Wow.
Michelle Trachtenberg,
I see it.
Okay.
and two other people I don't know.
Who? Say it.
Alex McKenna,
No, no.
Tina Maharino.
Nope. I'd like to see a remake. I'd like to see
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
I'd watch it. And throw Lilo in there. Shit.
Really good here.
Well, she's
So
doing Freaky
Dennis
Friday.
Quaid in the film. This is once again though, if you listen to our Substance episode, he just plays himself clearly.
Over and over again.
So in the film, he is engaged to a 26-year-old. Coincidentally,
Oh,
he
no.
married his fourth wife, when she was 26 years old.
Oh,
Hmm.
fuck.
As a result, his co-star Lane Hendricks tweeted to him, "Better watch out for those twins."
That's so
Bro,
funny.
my life was better before this podcast. I'd like to go back to yesterday.
I'm sorry. Just ruined your whole day.
Truly.
And real quick, Nancy Myers, the GOAT, personally called Lindsay to tell her she had won the role.
Aw.
I want to. Now we must decide: is this film a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, just plain guilty? Garrick and I are not even going to speak.
Yeah, don't
Kelsey,
even try.
I just want you to tell people why this movie is a pleasure, why it holds up, and why they should watch it right now tonight.
Do you love camp?
That is not.
I'm kidding. I'm
And hey,
kidding.
I'm coordinating on all of
Do
it.
you want to go to camp? Do you like the summer outdoor season?
This is insane. It's like 20 minutes of the movie.
Because you want a white matching t-shirt with all your best new gal pals, you're going to camp, bestie.
You want people to watch the opening of the movie and then fall asleep.
Then go to camp.
Go to camp.
I want this movie, do you know what it is? It gives slumber party vibes. This movie is how you feel when you're hanging out with your gal pals. It's hijinks, it's girlhood, it's strong, independent sisters, and dare I say, two girlies healing their childhood traumas on their own, right? Their own way. Their parents forced them apart. They forced their parents back together.
It's warm, it's toasty, it's Nancy Meyers by way of Disney.
That's what you make at summer camp. S'mores.
Really
it feels
good.
like s'mores.
It does feel like s'mores. It feels like campfires.
It's campfire. In your honor, a royal flush.
The movie feels like the smell of a campfire.
I love that for us.
It's weird that you associate it with camp because to me, every Nancy Meyers movie is purely October, November vibes.
I didn't know that
This is not a
Nancy
summer movie to
Meyer.
me.
No, this is
When
a
you
summer
watch it,
vibe.
do you think it's a summer movie?
Absolutely.
Really? No, I think
Yeah,
it's
I think
Out at the pool in San Fran, baby. At the fucking pool?
I'm thinking it's end of summer, beginning of fall.
Sure.
I could say that as well
Yeah,
because
'cause it is the end of camp.
something about being on a vineyard, and I always thought it was a ranch. I never heard vineyard. Something about it being on a vineyard brings it back to fall.
And
August. I'll give you August. I'll give
Yeah.
you guys August.
and I'm glad the butler and the nanny got it on.
Even though they
Yeah.
are implicit in this crime as well.
Well, of course they are.
I like that they liked each other.
What did you think about The Parent Trap? Shout out, sound off, congratulations to Garrick in the chat.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
The parents are monsters.
Thank you all.
Parents are monsters. I'm at Corn Diddy on all things.
I'm at Kelsey Darragh on all things.
I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
And until next time, get over here.
What are we doing? Oh.
Nice.
Ow, your ring.
Fuck.